Everybody, Matthew Armstrong here on day 66 of this 100-day financial freedom challenge, and I got to tell you about this conspiracy. There's a conspiracy to keep people down. There's a conspiracy to keep people poor, to keep people thinking that to be rich is greedy, or rich people are in some way nasty or selfish or whatever, and it's much more spiritual to be poor, and you're a much better person if you have less money. This is bullshit, and I see this being purported all around the world through the media, through the education system, and through religion, and through all the mass things. If you're believing what all the masses believe, then you're a sucker. You want to go the other direction, because the masses are floundering. You go to 100 people in the street and you ask them about their life, and most people aren't in a good state. Most people aren't in good shape. Most people are living a life of quiet desperation, right? People that you wouldn't even think are. I've spoken to, I've mentored, I've coached a lot of people over the past 8 years, and what you think is a perfectly sound person on the outside, people are suffering on the inside, and a lot of it is to do with the education system, the religion they've been brought up in, the media, and the culture, the society as a whole, how they've been programmed, right? And one of the big things is surrounding money and finances. I was watching this documentary there, somebody sent me it, on a study that a university did in the US on rich people versus poor people. And it was supposed to be all this undercover stuff. To me, it was just so obvious, because I understand human behavior and how people act. I could see that they're actors. I could see that some of the people in there were actually acting out a part. They weren't real people. It was trying to make out that there's a secret camera on them, and the rich people were actually stealing sweets and things like this, and it was just ridiculous. It was just obvious that people were acting out these parts. And so anyway, the whole thing is a complete sham, I thought. And it's just like, well, why are they doing this? Why have they gone to the effort of making this documentary, creating all these statistics around rich people? One of the things they were saying is that rich people are less likely to stop at a zebra crossing to let someone walk across. And they try to show this with a video of somebody walking up to a zebra crossing while there's a big BMW coming to it. And they used the timing that the person was walking just as the BMW was too late for it to stop. It would have been dangerous. It would have been more dangerous for the BMW to stop than actually drive through the zebra crossing, because the car would have probably gone up behind them. And then they're showing this as saying, see, the person driving the big expensive car is less likely to stop at the zebra crossing. And this is a big study that's gone like worldwide, has been written up in loads of different places and universities and media all around the world, this study that they did. And I can just see it. It's fake. It's fake. It's created, because it's another thing. It's another part of the conspiracy where the people in power, basically, they want to keep the masses down. They want to keep them poor, and the way to do that is to make out that it's not a good thing to want money. It's not a good thing to want to be wealthy. It's not a good thing to want to have stuff, you know what I mean? To be financially free, to have negative beliefs about rich people and money, that's actually a good thing, because that keeps people down, according to the elite at the top, right? So, if you still think that there's something wrong with having money, with loving money, with having an abundance, even with decadence, then you've been duped. You've been duped, There's nothing wrong with all that. You can have it all. This thing I keep telling my mother when she has my son. She says, "Oh, you can't have everything you want," when he wants to do different things, and I want that, We can't actually say that yet, but she says, "No, you can't have everything you want." Whoa, he can. He can have everything he wants. And then we have this thing back and forth. She goes, "No, he can't. He can't have everything he wants." Because that's how the masses have been brought up, to believe that you can't have everything you want. And you can have everything you want. And I'm here to tell you, you can have everything you want. You've been duped into thinking you can't. You've been programmed into thinking you can't. And you've been programmed into thinking that it's some way bad to have everything that you want, and you should just make do with a little because there's not enough for everyone, or something like that. And if you have too much, then there'll be someone else with less. And this is just bullshit. You know, the best thing you can do in the world is make as much money as possible, because, you know, let me ask you seriously, you know, when the more money you've had, has that made you a better person or a worse person? Have you been more generous the more money you've had, or less generous? Have you been more giving? Have you been able to do more with the money you've had, the more money you've had, or less? Because what I find is most wealthy people, suddenly they've got all this time on their hands who are financially free, and they can do more charitable things, they can give more money to different things. Right? So that's what I find. You know, the less money people have, you know, there's times when I've had like no money, I've wanted to help someone out, I want to help a friend out who's struggling, whatever. Can't do it, right? The more money you have, the more you can. The more things you can do in the world. You know, whatever, you know, and here's the thing with the not enough sort of virus program that's been programmed into the world, into the human consciousness, that there's not enough for everyone. See, everyone has a unique set of values, and so we don't all want the same thing, you know. So there is enough for everyone, because not everyone wants to have the island in the Philippines. You know, if everyone on the planet wanted the island in the Philippines, there's only so many islands, right? There's quite a lot of islands actually, so quite a lot of people can be accommodated. You know, something I want an island in the Philippines. But not everyone is going to want that. Some people, we want an island in the Philippines for. You know, some people are quite happy just living in their own town. They never want to leave it, right? You know, if everyone in the world wanted to travel, if everyone in the world wanted to get on flights and fly around the world, you know, that'd be a lot of flights. You know, might not be able to accommodate everyone, but not everybody wants that. Some people don't like to fly. Some people are just happy just, you know, going and sitting in a forest for an hour. Whatever. Not everyone wants the same thing. So there is enough for everyone, because not everyone wants the same thing. And this is a delusion that many people have, is that they think that everybody wants what they want, right? They think that everybody has or should have the same values as them. And this is a delusion that causes suffering within people, is that they don't understand other people, and it causes conflict, because they're thinking that person thinks I'm wrong for having my own set of values or having my beliefs. But it's no, everyone's just unique, right? We all have a unique set of values. We all have, when I'm talking about values, I'm talking things we have in our order of importance, right? Whatever's most important to us is whatever we tend to do most. Whatever's least important is things we tend to do least, right? So for some people, they might fly on a plane once in their lifetime. For other people, they fly 100 times a year, right? Simply because that's what's important to them. Make sense? Yeah? Ready to make a decision? Ready to click on the link below and join our team, become financially free, and make as much money as possible, and do as many great things as possible with your life, because, you know, the more money you have, the more magnified your life will become, you know. So make a decision to do it. Join our team. This is, in my opinion, from what I've seen, the fastest vehicle to create financial freedom in the world, right? Click on the link below, make a decision, do it, create financial freedom, and then go about magnifying your life, magnifying your family's life, magnifying all those around you, and being able to help more people than you can ever help in your lifetime, right? Because, you know, when I've got less money, I leave like meager tips, you know, when I'm tipping people, when I'm tipping waiters or waitresses, whatever, you know. The more money I have, the bigger tips I give, right? Isn't that a great thing? And that's what I see most people do. When I've been in that place, when I've been a waiter, I was about to say we're a waitress. No, I've never been a waitress. When I've been a waiter, when I've worked in service in hotels and things, I find it's the wealthy people that give me the bigger tips, not the less wealthy people. You know, so that's a lie. That's a lie that people that are more wealthy or are more you know, hoard their money more or aren't as generous or whatever. That's a lie. Okay? So break out of the lie, free your mind, stop believing all the BS that the media comes out with. If it's coming from the mainstream, if it's coming from the media, if it's coming from like a mainstream religion, or it's coming from the educational system, which is really just the indoctrinational system, right? Or it's coming from the big media source, more than likely it's bullshit. Okay? That's it for today. See you tomorrow.